Okay. Yeah, we got our mic, got our audio. Looking good. What's up, everybody? Glad to be here. Let me do my basic setup real quick. Going to my YouTube channel, make sure I can see my chat. Woo! Hey, there's actually some people here already. Awesome. So today we're going to be doing a different form for this call. If nobody's asking questions, then I'll just update you guys about my Udemy stuff, course stuff, that kind of stuff in the beginning. But the goal of this call is for you guys to bring specific problems that you have right now, whether it's in your life or in your business or in your store or in your relationships or at home, whatever it is. And I'm going to work with you and the other people in this call to try and identify specific things that you can do to hopefully solve some of these problems that you're bringing. But in order to present this information, we're going to need to make sure that you actually communicate with me and tell me what your problems are, because if you don't bring the problems, I can't really help, can I, right? So, let's see, we got some stuff in the chat. What's up, Marcelo? Good to see you here. Ahak. I'm used to people miss saying my name, because I live in Latin America, and J's are silent here. So I got hack, shack, yak, rack, all these different ways. So I would like to give you guys a bit of an update real quick. You can ignore that. And we're going to go to Udemy, because I've been really emotional, to be honest. I've been feeling really good about my work situation, because I kind of think that I have come across something really good I can do for a large number of people. I'm starting to really understand just how unique of a position I am in by living in Latin America, especially in Nicaragua, and having all the information that I have access to, because I'm starting to see how many people here need online income information. And what's very interesting here is that they think that a life of earning money online is very far away from them. But in reality, as Latin Americans, they require so much less than American or United States people do to actually change their lives. For a Latin American person, at least if you're living in a country like Nicaragua, if you were earning $200 a month off of just an hour or two of work a day, this is higher pay than you get from, hourly, from a college degree. So the opportunity to earn money online, specifically in Nicaragua, is huge because you need so much less money. And I'm starting to understand that I can play a very valuable role in convincing people of the opportunities that are right in front of them. So after all of the Skillshare fiasco and all of that stuff that happened, I put some serious thought into making my own websites. And I'm going to share with you the business model for the Spanish content website. I don't know all of the details, but I do understand exactly what needs to happen to make this concept something real, okay? So the first thing is the website needs to exist. It needs to be able to be accessed for free, but then you pay for it later. So I need to have a website. There needs to be a 30-day free trial, basically. So you could technically, and I'll say this is part of the marketing strategy, you could technically get access to the website, not pay anything, copy all the material, download everything, and cancel your subscription on day 29, and you would get all of this information for free without actually paying anything. And I know that I can do that because the reality is a lot of people are going to forget. And some people are going to do that, but I'll still earn some money. And again, I also live in Nicaragua, so I'm not trying to earn that much money from this. I'm more interested in establishing another income stream, yes, but I have the potential here to reach hundreds of thousands of Nicaraguans who are starving for online work. They want something else. They feel detached from the system. They are just like I am, in that I've kind of stepped out of society. But I've replaced that and enabled myself to live an amazing life through usage of the internet. But that's something that's missing from a lot of these people's lives. But all the other variables are there. So all that I have to do is connect them with the information for free or cheap, right? So we have the website, $10 a month, free for the first 30 days. And the website itself is basically just a course that has loads of information relevant to earning money online. So what kind of stuff is going to be in this website? Well, I don't want it to just be drop shipping at all. To be honest, like, drop shipping is an opportunity, but the reality is that drop shipping is not going to change the lives of most people who try it. Drop shipping is very unstable, and you're always using somebody else's products and somebody else's traffic. There's ways to change it so that you have your own products, but it's quite complicated to get to that point. And honestly, there are much easier ways to earn money online. So this isn't going to be a course about dropshipping. It'll have dropshipping information, but the idea here is that I don't want to show everybody step-by-step guides. I want a huge database that inspires people to see that there are hundreds of different ways to earn money online. So there will be information about creating YouTube channels, about affiliate marketing, about Instagram, about Pinterest, about drop shipping, Shopify, eBay, Amazon, these kind of business models, and also how to set up consultations, how to create courses and sell things like that. So this is the kind of information that's going to be in the course. And the idea here is that there are millions of people in this country, in Nicaragua, whose lives would be changed drastically if they just had an extra $100, $200 a month from an hour of work a day. That is a lot of money based on the time spent compared to what people are used to here. And the problem in the United States is that this information is also valuable. However, it's so much less incentivizing for people. Because in all countries, you're going to get judged when you're trying to be self-employed. No matter where you live, everybody's going to be like, when you first come into the world, everyone's going to be like, you got to get a degree, you got to get educated, you got to make sure you get all your things so you can have a job, so you can have stability. And you're going to deal with this conservative force no matter what country you're from. A lot of people think it's unique to their country. It's not. All countries have this hesitation to take risks related to self-employment because you want to always be able to, have a job and have stability. But the reality is, no matter what you're doing, you're taking risks. And even if you are getting a college degree to get a job, ultimately, you're still relying on somebody else to keep you employed. And as you guys know, it's completely possible you're going to get fired or your company will get shut down. Life still shits on people who have degrees. It shits on people who have self-employment. No matter what, you're not going to be immune to this instability. So be careful when you're thinking that, self-employment is just unstable. Because the reality is, all things in life are unstable. All that we can do is develop systems to increase stability as much as possible by mitigating our risk by spreading it out. Ultimately, that's your only option, right? Like if you're working for other people, then your option is, to be educated in something that is in very high demand. If you are very knowledgeable about computing and information technology and networking, you're probably always going to be able to find a job in the current era, right? Whereas if you have a degree in economics, maybe it's a little bit harder for you to find a job because that's not necessarily a specific skill that a large quantity of businesses need, right? In all things, there is a balance of risk and stability, right? But my point here is that there's a big opportunity for me as an individual to play a major role in connecting Nicaraguans with this information. And now I'm a lot more comfortable with Spanish. I'm still definitely not fluent, but I can practice a video in Spanish multiple times and actually, make it kind of seem like I'm fluent because I recorded the video 10 times, right? So just so you guys know, this is ultimately what my current focus in life, that is my goal, is to get this Spanish content website created, you guys have a bit of an understanding about the access, right? It's going to be $10 a month, 30 days for the first for free. That's because I want it to be shareable and prolific. I need to create content that inspires people to give it to their friends, to be like, hey, you gotta try this. You gotta see this. Did you know this, right? I need to create emotional reactions in people. I need to make them feel empowered. That is the key, because then they will show it to their friends and I can become prolific, right? That's the goal here. I'm not trying to earn a whole bunch of money. I'm just trying to establish another income stream. If I get $100 a month from this, awesome. That's great. But I'm really not trying to make loads and loads of money. That's why the information is going to be really, really cheap. And there's going to be an option, if they follow the steps, to get it for free. Because that's really important. Because one of the reasons that people don't really market too much in Latin America is that there isn't much money here. But I'm not trying to make money off the people here. I'm trying to educate the people here how they can get money into their economy from the United States without tourism and without a U.S. citizenship. So my specific target in the people in Nicaragua isn't their money. It's their desire to earn money. Make sense? So that is the long-term goal at the moment. Now, before I do that, I have to patch up some holes in Udemy and increase my Udemy income a bit. And I can't say that that has actually been working. I don't want to drone too much more about course creation, because now there's some messages. I'm ready to talk about dropshipping, I guess. I have a feeling all of these problems are going to be about eBay. All right, so Rahesh Agrawal says, facing problems in eBay account, can't find way. All right, I need more information. There's a lot of potential problems one can have on an eBay account, like a lot of them. So I need more information from you, Rahesh, in order to actually help you, because all I know right now is that you have a problem on eBay. I mean, I don't know what that means, right? Austin, okay, wait. Erdelyak? I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Hello. He says, hello, Jack. And then Marcelo says, having problems with MC011. eBay keeps asking me invoices of the items that I listed, but I don't have it. What can I do? Okay, so I have never dealt directly with MC011. So I can't tell you exactly what you need to do. However, that being said, I can tell you that there is a very, very large group of people in foreign countries who deal with MC011. So for those of you listening who don't know what MC011 is, MC011 is a kind of suspension that you get on eBay when they suspect that your account could be related to fraud, or that you're not the person you say that you are. And typically what they're going to do is they ask you to prove your identity by uploading driver's license or an ID, right? This could be a photo of your passport, could be your government issued ID, whatever. They want some kind of photo ID for you to show you're a real person and you're the person you're claiming to be. That's the easy part. Unfortunately, that one's pretty easy to do. The hard part is that they also ask for you to show an invoice showing you have legally acquired your items. One of the other things they're doing here is auditing you to make sure that you have actually purchased the items that you paid for and you're not selling stolen goods, okay? Now, what are they looking for here? Because unfortunately, you do have receipts from Walmart, from your source, but these are in emails, and they're also not the form that eBay is looking for. Because keep in mind, especially if you're selling on eBay US, it's against policy to ship from places like Walmart and Amazon. So what are your options here? Well, the reality is, if you have been shipping from a source that eBay no longer allows, keep in mind, I'm talking about eBay US. The rules are different in eBay France, eBay UK, eBay Canada. They all have different rules regarding drop shipping, okay? eBay US is blatantly against drop shipping from Amazon, Walmart, these retail arbitrage sources, okay? So what you have to do is figure out a way to create a document that is an invoice, because what eBay thinks when they think of drop shipping, they think you have an agreement with a supplier. And this is how this works. You get orders, you send the addresses to the supplier, they ship them out, and every month they bill you for the amount of stuff that you consumed, okay? You pay your bill, you move forward. All right, that's important to understand that a lot of these actual legitimate drop shipping places, you don't pay each time you place the order. You get billed once a month for everything, or once every 2 weeks, or whatever. So this is the kind of documentation that eBay has in mind that they're asking you for. They're asking you for an invoice from your supplier explaining the scale of your goods. So there are ways to work around this and to kind of convert the receipts that you have from your items into a spreadsheet and make it look like an invoice from a supplier. I know that this is possible, and I know that people do it. However, I do not know how to. I have never done it myself. So if you are currently experiencing MC011, the best thing for you to do is to get in touch with other people who have already dealt with the problem, okay? And luckily, there is a lot of information about MC011, and don't worry, there are hundreds of thousands of other people who have already been through it, okay? There are ways to overcome it, but also understand that it is an event that marks the death of a lot of people's eBay accounts, because they never get the information that they need to be able to overcome the MC011 suspension. So for most people, despite the fact that there is information that would enable them to pass it, most people will not actually use that information because they never find it. So the reality is that MC011 marks the end of their account, and typically they make a new account. That's the experience most people have. However, it's not necessary. It is possible to overcome MC011 and get the suspension removed. However, you need to talk with somebody who has direct experience dealing with it. So, say you don't know anybody like this. How do you go about reaching somebody who can help you? Facebook groups. There's tons of international Facebook groups, especially like the Moroccan Facebook group. I'm sure you're already a part of this if you're experiencing MC011, because if you know me, chances are if you're international, you're probably Moroccan. There is a large community there that will be able to point you in the right direction. So I don't know exactly what you're going to need to do, but I know it is possible. You just need to talk to the right person. So your actionable step is to make a post saying you need help with MC011, and also read older posts, search the group for conversations that people have already had to try and identify some individuals who have the information that you need, okay? Your actionable is to use Facebook to connect yourself with the people who can fix your MC011 problem, okay? All right, now we're going to move on. I'm not going to talk about MC011 anymore. I just gave everything I know about it. All right? So, Austin says, can I have a shout out? Yeah, good to see you, Austin. Thanks. Sorry, I had what's up on my computer. I will talk again at some point. I talk with a lot of people, and unfortunately, I can't really, especially if it's free, I can't just talk to the same person over and over again, because there's like tons of other people who I've never talked to once. And I think that it's better for my audience for me to give multiple people a shot, talk to them, instead of talking to specific individuals multiple times. Unless they're paying me. Then, different story, unfortunately. So, let's see. Carlos says, Jack, are you still using SkuGrid with eBay and Amazon? I have not been dropshipping for almost 10 months. I got banned in September of 2018. Coincidentally, I started skating when that happened. I basically replaced dropshipping with skateboarding. And I think my life is much better. But I didn't need drop shipping anymore. So honestly, with drop shipping, and as you guys know from my channel, like the reason that I don't drop ship is that it is quite unstable. And to be honest, compared to the other ways that you can earn money online, it's a lot of work and it's really boring. So don't get me wrong, if you don't have any online presence, you're just getting started, you don't have any money, dropshipping is a good opportunity for you. But really, it represents a very small fraction of the opportunity that is available online. In general, the biggest opportunities any of us have access to is anything that allows us to create content and create traffic. Once you can bring traffic to other people, everything else is history. And you're in a much more stable position when you can bring people traffic versus when you are drop shipping stuff from some random retailer. You don't own the items and you don't own the traffic. So you have to pay people for the items and you have to pay people for the traffic. It's also incredibly competitive. Drop shipping is something that is available to all people in the world. So you are competing with people from all over the world, right? There's a lot going on there. And don't get me wrong, it's not that it's not an opportunity. Like, I still sell a course about dropshipping because I believe that it's worth spreading the information. But when it comes to, like, someone really genuinely wanting to change their life, I'm usually hesitant to recommend that they dropship. The preference is always start a YouTube channel, start a blog, start doing affiliate marketing, start doing some of these things, unfortunately. Dropshipping is quite tricky, okay? And it's important to keep this in mind because, you know, there are a lot of reasons that I don't dropship. You know, my life changed a lot. Back when I started, I was much more desperate. I needed to figure out a way to earn money online, and I didn't have a YouTube channel, really. I didn't realize everything that I know now. And now I understand that content creators rule the world. If you really want to change your life, create content, because that separates you from the vast majority of people. Most humans on this planet, we're talking about like maybe 80% of people, maybe more, they copy what other people do because they are too scared to try out their own things. They need to know that something is going to work before they will try it. And that is why content creators rule the world, because people who create content don't have this limitation. People who create content are able to try things and not know necessarily how they're going to play out. This means that they inevitably, eventually, stumble across opportunities that other people haven't been using before. Anytime you are only copying what other people do, you can never be truly lucrative, because ultimately the scene will always change and you're going to get to a point where you have an obstacle and you have to be creative to surpass that obstacle. And unfortunately, if you're only copying and you're only doing things when you feel completely confident that somebody else has proved to you it's possible, unfortunately, you're always going to struggle. You're always going to have problems with instability. You're always going to be relying on other people to tell you what to do, okay? Content creation is everything. Once you start creating content, even if it starts out horrible, as long as you continue to create content, inevitably, you get to a point where you can change things, okay? All right, let's see. So Daryl W says, your best affiliate marketing advice for Instagram? ClickBank? So I honestly don't know a whole lot about affiliate marketing. I am an affiliate marketer, but the world of affiliate marketing is so freaking huge. There are so many different ways that you can earn money from affiliate marketing. Like so a stereotypical, like, say that you don't have any YouTube audience, you don't know anybody online, you're starting from scratch. How would you start affiliate marketing? What most people would do is they would go to ClickBank and they would identify a niche where there's a product. So let's take a step back here, because you need to know what ClickBank is. Okay, you know what it is, but maybe the others don't, right? So ClickBank is a marketplace for products that have an affiliate program. So what does that mean? Well, it's a marketplace for products that people can buy, but the goal of the marketplace isn't to sell the products directly. It's to establish relationships with people who sell the products, right? These companies have products they want to incentivize people to sell to their customers. So they're incentivizing you as the affiliator by giving you 10%, 20%, or whatever of the product, right? And there's a wide variety of different options here, because every time you sell something, say it's $20, you get 10% of that, you got $2. You got to sell a lot of these to make a difference. Whereas, say that you are on, sorry, I got distracted. Say that you are selling $1,000 product and you get 20% of that. That's $200 right there, right? So there's a lot of different strategies that people can take here. And what's interesting is that you don't actually need to put that much money into marketing. Like, one of the things I'm trying to learn how to do is, to use Google ads and run YouTube ads. And in the example of the course I was telling you about earlier, the prolific Spanish content course, that I will have to pay for the marketing, right? So I'm learning how to do that. But the reality is that's not necessary. What a lot of people will do is they identify a niche that they have some kind of interest in or some kind of knowledge about. Like, if you really like golf, for example, you might sell golf equipment as an affiliate marketer, right? So then what they do is they research online to identify communities that this niche is relevant to, okay? So then they find forums that you can post on, and they provide some kind of useful information for these people and have their link be accessible. When it comes to affiliate marketing and marketing in general, understand that the way most marketing you see is really ineffective and they're actually losing money. In general, you must give something up for free that is valuable if you want somebody to actually engage with your product, okay? So that doesn't mean you need to give the whole thing away for free. But you can't just be like, oh, you like golf? Buy my golf clubs. That doesn't work. You have to give something tangibly useful, okay? So in the case of golfing, again, we're relying on you having experience. So say that you have a lot of experience with golfing. Then you can go into these forums, you can find people who are struggling to improve their game, that kind of thing, and then you can give them tips and advice, useful, free information. That's the important part. You have to give people something valuable for free. And then you could give them the option of purchasing something. That's the only way that you will actually get results. You will actually get people to purchase your stuff. It's really important that you understand that in the modern era, marketing has changed a lot. 40 or 50 years ago, you could just spam people with ads about shit and they would buy it because they were ignorant and new to marketing. Whereas now, most people, like me, anybody in my generation, we have been marketed to our entire lives. We know immediately when somebody is trying to sell us something that we don't need, and it's very, very off-putting to just be sold to immediately without being given something valuable. So that's the trick to being able to market effectively. It's to identify a group of individuals who you can contribute something meaningful and valuable to for free. That's how you have to give them something to establish trust. People are much less likely to trust you as a marketer now than they used to be. You literally used to just be able to create TV ads where you just popped pictures of products in front of people and told them it was great, told them it was healthy, told them it was going to change their lives, and they will just buy that shit. That's how it used to work. But things have changed. Now, the whole multiple generations of humans have been raised with that from the very beginning. So they are nowhere near as susceptible to marketing as people used to be. If you want success with marketing, you have to establish an emotional response in a person. If you can do that, you can get them to feel something, then you could get them to purchase a product. But you cannot just join a group and spam your link and think that that's going to do anything. Because if anything, you're going to get banned and nobody's going to care about you. You've given them no reason to care about you, so why would they, right? So regarding your question about Instagram, I know that I've gone, a bit off the wall here. But regarding Instagram, how would you use affiliate marketing with Instagram? Well, Instagram is your traffic generation, right? So there are a lot of different courses and a lot of different YouTube channels online about how to run a proper Instagram channel. And for what it's worth, you could take 2 weeks and set up an Instagram channel using various different services that has regular content for the next 3 or 4 months. If you play your cards right and you've created all the photos and the ads and that kind of stuff. So the role here of Instagram is to create free traffic for your product. So you would use Instagram to connect the niche to the product relevant to the niche, okay? And Instagram can be a form of free marketing. If you play your cards right, you create a channel that, again, regardless of the platform, you got to listen to these same rules. You must give something valuable for free if you want people to actually trust you and listen to you. This part is really important. You cannot just tell people what you're selling and expect them to buy it. Maybe you will get buys every now and then, but you won't be able to scale anywhere near as well as if you establish a system to identify a niche, identify useful information for these people, give it to them for free, and then have a way that they can then purchase something after that. That is basically the same strategy regardless of what traffic generation tool you're using. There's a lot of ways to get free content or free traffic. Don't think that you have to pay for ads. In general, paying for ads is a great way to lose a bunch of money. You really have to know what you're doing and have a good product, probably a product you have actually invented or own, in order to really do well without a whole lot of work on advertising. Paying advertisement services such as Facebook or AdSense with Google and YouTube is quite complicated, and it is very tricky to do it profitably where you are still earning money. It is much more effective to use other services such as Instagram and YouTube and Pinterest to create the traffic for free. You don't have to pay for it, and then you can just get the sales and you just get to keep the profit. It doesn't all go to your Google AdSense bill or your Facebook marketing bill. Don't think that just because you drop $100 on Facebook marketing, that means that you're going to get $100 in sales. Because the reality is, you're probably not going to get anywhere near that much unless you really know what you're doing. So, there you go. Okay? Now, let's see. All right. Anvivu says, "Hi, Jack. Do you think dropshipping from Amazon, Walmart, AliExpress to eBay will be banned? eBay just banned many sellers' account with the reason MCO11. If you still do dropship, what do you do?" So, okay. Oh, hey. Dog Sitter Life. Good to see you again. Yeah, I do look a lot like Shaggy. It's true. And I'm wearing the Shaggy shirt. I could even do the... Wait. Yep. Yeah, no, I'm totally Shaggy. I'm exactly the same, right? That's been a thing people tell me all the time because of the long hair. But so, regarding dropshipping. Okay. 1 second. I need to take a break for a second. Drink some of this coffee. I always prepare a drink at the beginning, but then I talk so much I never drink it and it gets cold, right? Okay. So, To recap, Envy Vu says, "Hi Jack, do you think dropshipping from Amazon, Walmart, and AliExpress to eBay will be banned? eBay just banned many sellers with the account reason MCO11. If you still do dropship, what do you do?" Well, look. First off, dropshipping itself can't be banned. Like you said, dropshipping from Walmart, Amazon, AliExpress, yes, this can be banned. However, understand that AliExpress is a different beast. You can compare Amazon and Walmart because they are direct competitors of eBay, whereas AliExpress, it actually is possible to establish relationships with the sellers on AliExpress and get a legitimate dropshipping situation set up that eBay allows. Okay, so AliExpress isn't the same beast as Amazon and Walmart. eBay US, technically, it is against policy to dropship from Walmart or Amazon. That being said, even if something is completely banned, it takes them time to catch that you're doing it. It takes them time to decide to actually ban you. And in all that time, you have the potential to get sales. And the reality is that all you need to create new accounts after getting banned on eBay is 3 things. Okay? 1, you need a different IP address. 2, you need a different billing address. 3, you need a different PayPal account. Okay? The reality is, as long as you can control these 3 variables, ultimately, no matter how many times you get banned on eBay, you can just get back and get back and get back and get back. So it's not a matter of like if something's dead or if it's alive or whatever. You can always earn money doing it. However, it's a lot of work. It's a lot to keep track of. A lot of information. Completely controlling your digital footprint like that is tricky and intimidating. And by the time you're able to do that, you may as well be selling that information. You may as well be making courses. You may as well be running a YouTube channel. Okay? That's kind of the thing that I was talking about with dropshipping. It's not that it's not an opportunity. It is an opportunity. And even if eBay is like, fuck dropshipping, you can't dropship at all, we're going to kill all the dropshippers, they can't actually do that, right? The reality is that it takes them time to notice. They're never going to be able to perfectly identify that people are drop shipping. Ultimately, the industry responds to their changes and combats it. And drop shipping is always an opportunity because it's something that allows people to earn money without any initial operating costs. Okay? So the barrier to entry for drop shipping is so low that there will always be people trying to dropship on eBay, no matter what eBay does. eBay literally cannot get rid of dropshippers. All that they can do is make it inconvenient for them to do what they're currently doing. But then they develop a new strategy. Eventually, after a year or two, it becomes mainstream, and boom, everybody's back, right? This is the life cycle of dropshippers on eBay. eBay makes change. Bunch of people quit, becomes less competitive. Then people establish solutions, becomes more competitive again. eBay makes change, rinse, repeat. Same cycle, over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? The only thing that could actually kill dropshipping on eBay is if eBay itself died. That would end dropshipping on eBay because you wouldn't be able to do it because the platform doesn't exist anymore. But the reality is that it's never going to go away unless that happens. eBay can't get rid of dropshippers even if they wanted to. They can just make it really inconvenient for them, right? Okay, so that's kind of a decision you have to make about like what you're doing and what you're doing with your drop shipping. If you are worried about getting banned, well, you know, you have options. There's other things that you can do. You know, it's not the end of the world. All right, guys. Well, I'm just gonna sit here and drink this coffee until somebody asks a more specific question. I guess I could talk about Udemy stuff and give you guys some updates about that. I don't know how many of you 9 people want to hear about course creation, but if you do, let me know. I'm trying to give people a chance to ask questions in the chat and that kind of thing. And remember here, the goal of this live stream is that, like, you tell me a problem, doesn't have to be about dropshipping. I prefer it's not about dropshipping. I'm tired of dropshipping, to be honest. I know people like the information, but like one thing that's kind of frustrating about, like, if you want to change your life, you kind of have to be a bit creative and you have to work. And You don't have to work that hard or that much, but if you focus on earning money a year from now, you're going to be way better off than if you focus on trying to do things to earn money right now. And that's what the problem most dropshippers have, is that they're not able to be patient enough to actually integrate change into their life. They try and they think they can get rich really quickly. They think they can earn a whole bunch of money right now, and ultimately they don't, and they give up. That is the life cycle of the vast majority of people who try dropshipping. So Carlos says, Amigo, what do you think is the most profitable affiliate marketing? Most profitable? Well, okay, that's like saying what's the most profitable business. There's the most profitable affiliate marketing situation is one where you're selling very expensive products regularly and you don't need to be spending much time doing it. Like, there's a whole lot of different ways to accomplish that, but imagine a world where you have $1,000 products, you are distributing them to people, and you're getting, maybe even just one sale per day. Okay, if you have if you're selling somebody else's $1,000 product, right? And let's say you only get 10% of that, right? That means that you receive $100 every time that $1,000 product sells. Okay, that means that in one day, the meeting ended because nobody joined it. That's pretty funny. I've never had that happen before. So let's say that you are selling this affiliate marketing stuff, and you're getting one sale per day of a really expensive product, and you're earning, that's $100. One sale a day may not sound like much, but $100 a day is $3,000 a month. Okay, that's a lot of money, right? So it's not like there's one specific strategy. It's like you have to try a lot of different things. And keep in mind, if you can market and bring this traffic without paying money, you're going to be ludicrously more profitable. That's why platforms like Instagram and Pinterest and YouTube are a very good option. Why did my dropshipping course do well? I didn't have to pay a single penny for marketing. I was talking about it on my YouTube channel. It's free for me to run my YouTube channel. So I got to keep most of the money from the reality is I've earned almost $20,000 from the dropshipping course, and like $16,000 of that went directly to paying my eBay bills. So that was super frustrating. But my point here is that I didn't need to pay for marketing, right? It was my fault that I was fucking myself on eBay by dropshipping in a crazy, reckless way. That wasn't something that I needed to do to have the course be marketed. Although it was something that enabled me to have the information that made the course valuable. So, in that sense, I did kind of pay for the information I had, right? Okay. So I'm trying to think how I can answer that question, because the most profitable affiliate marketing strategy is when you are able to sell expensive products, and you're able to do this without paying for the traffic necessary to sell these products, because that means that you don't need to get that many sales. Every time you do get a sale, you're going to get a large amount of money, and you don't have to pay that much money to sell the products, right? And $1,000 is a bit extreme. There's not that many people that are willing to pay $1,000, but talk about like $100 or $200, this kind of stuff. It's a different game, right? So, if you're getting $20 per sale and, you get one or two per day, that's between $400 and $800 a month, or $300 and $600 a month, or something like that. Okay, so moving on. Anvivu says, thank you, Jack. One more question about your opinion. How to avoid eBay MC011? The easiest way to avoid MC011 is to use old eBay accounts. In general, MC011 is most common when you create a new eBay account from overseas. that is the scenario that you are most likely to get MCO11. Because they want you to verify who you are, to prove your information. They want to make sure you're not using it to launder money, etc., etc. So the best way to avoid it is to use an account that has existed for like 10 or 15 years. These accounts tend to be more stable, and when it comes to using an account, you're gonna be better off if you find a friend who made an eBay account like 10 years ago and they've only done a couple things on it than you are making a new account. So a lot of the ways to prevent MCO11, unfortunately, it's a preventative thing. Like, you got to do things before you get the accounts. You got to do things kind of before you start drop shipping, because once you start posting items to an account, that's the phase where you make it possible to trigger MCO11. If you're just buying stuff on eBay and you never create a single sold listing or a single listing on your account, it's highly unlikely you will get MCO11. However, you list an item, it's completely possible to get MCO1 immediately after you list your first item, even if you only list one item. Okay, so a lot of this has to do with account history. One of the things, the basic fundamentals of stealth accounts, is that you have to grow them. You can't just get an account, open it, and post 100 items. That will almost always get the account shut down. You have to establish buying and viewing history. So you log into the account every day, you look around, you browse for some stuff. Every now and then you buy something. You do that for 2 or 3 months, and then maybe after that amount of time, you post one listing. That's going to be more likely to avoid the problem. But again, it can happen to anybody, okay? Technically, if you wanted to be as diligent as possible in avoiding MCO11, you would find somebody who had created an account 10 or 15 years ago, but has still had some history using the account, right? So they use it every now and then to purchase an item, to purchase a gift for their mom or whatever, to sell like a bag of books they had, whatever. That's the best way to avoid it. Whether you can find these people or not is up to your ability to network. Okay? So, moving on. Next we have Dogster Life has trouble getting onto the Zoom thing. So you should be able to just join based on the link. Let me see if the link changed. I will put it in YouTube real quick. Live dashboard. Here is the link to join. Here is the link to join the Zoom room. Oh yeah, it changed again. Why is this link always changing? Yeah, it wasn't your fault that you couldn't join it. Nobody's been able to join it because the number of the room changed after my 40 minutes of idle time. Alright, so I'm going to put that here. I also need to put it in the Discord chat. Where is it? Here we go. Boom. Alright, cool. So, what's next? Mao Zhao! Hey, man. What's up? Mao Zhao says, I appreciate your course in Udemy, eBay, really helpful, and I get more sales, but I have small profit. What can I do? Okay, so to find more profit, ultimately, you have to be more diligent about your pruning process, okay? So what is a pruning process? Well, let's talk for a moment about the life cycle of a listing on eBay as a dropshipper. Create listing, then time passes, okay? Let's say 30 days pass. Listing either produced a sale or it didn't produce a sale. So, the pruning process is how you go about dealing with the listings that did not produce a sale. This is going to be the vast majority of your listings, right? Even if you have a sell-through rate of like 10%, that's really good for a dropshipper. Well, pretty good for a dropshipper. And that means that only 1 out of every 10 items you post actually sells, right? And again, that's pretty good. When I was dropshipping in bulk, my sell-through rate was like 0.6, right? So less than 1 out of every 100 items. every 140 items I posted, one of them would sell. Okay, just for reference, in a 30-day period. So if you're having trouble with sales, this means that you need to have a more intricate pruning process. You need to do more product research to identify when there's demand for listings. Like, if you talk, like, there's a couple things you need to understand about people who earn a lot of money from dropshipping. One of the things that is super common, and they don't necessarily show you because they can't, is that you may think that, okay, if somebody's earning, let's say, like $2,000 a month from dropshipping is incredibly unstable. The reality is they are averaging their sales number and telling you they're profiting $2,000 a month, when in reality, some months they only profit $500. Other months they profit $4,000. It's completely possible to have like $4,000 of profit one month, and then $500 of profit the next, and then $1,000 of profit the next. When people tell you they're earning $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month, they are making up that number on the spot and averaging it based on like their transactions. Maybe they've actually calculated the average. Most people don't. Okay, dropshipping is not that stable. E-commerce in general, sales are not that stable. You get very fluctuating results. So it's important that you understand that just because you post 100 items and you get, let's say you earn $40, that doesn't mean that posting another 100 items will get you $40, okay? It's also really important that you understand that for these big drop shippers, these big e-commerce people, it's not like all of their items sell equally. Most of these people, most of these stores, a very small portion of their items resell over and over and over again, and this accounts for a majority of their sales. So say that they have $1,000 in profit in a month. It's quite likely that $300 or $400 of that profit came from one or two items that are reselling over and over and over again. And in that way, dropshipping is kind of like purchasing lottery tickets. Every time you post a listing, you're rolling the dice. You're hoping you put the right thing in the right place at the right time, okay? So it's completely possible to do the exact same thing and get different results, right? Just like dice. Technically, you're doing the same motion, right? You are just opening your hand and rolling the dice. But the number on the dice is different each time you roll it, right? I mean, technically, if you did everything perfectly and the dice started in the same position and used the exact same movements, that wouldn't be the case. It would be predictable, right? So not the best metaphor. But my point here is that when you are posting listings on eBay, it's not a guaranteed game. And if you are struggling to make sales, there's two options you have. Change your item research process to be more diligent. Make sure you're selling things where you're identifying demand and looking at competition. 2, scale. And that's another thing. And that's one of the things that like the reason bulk works for some people is because you're so able to scale, right? Like in eBay UK, for example, if you have an anchor store, then you have £350 a month bill for unlimited listings, right? When I was doing this bulk crap in the US, I was paying between $7,000 and $11,000 a month. And that was mostly in insertion fees. When you use these same strategies on other platforms, like in eBay UK, you don't have to pay insertion fees. So the profitability is way, 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 way higher. So that's also another thing to keep in mind, because some strategies work well on one platform, but not on another. You can't just think that all eBay dropshipping is the same. Dropshipping on eBay US is different than dropshipping on eBay Canada or eBay UK or eBay France or eBay Ireland. They're all different, right? So you have to use different strategies, okay? So next, what's up? So Dogsitter Life asked, is there an advantage to you using the Zoom room in addition to the YouTube live? Yeah, so the Zoom room enables anybody to join this call and also be on the live stream. So I typically use that as a filter, because if I am just doing a Zoom room, then like anybody in the world can join. People join and they don't contribute, they don't participate. Whereas if they know it's on a live stream, they're more hesitant to join, and the people who actually follow through and end up joining tend to be more likely to contribute. They're more likely to talk. They're also more likely to be other YouTubers. Basically, everybody who ends up joining the call is typically someone interested in content creation. But you mentioned earlier that you would like me to update you about what's happening with Udemy. So I'm actually going to do that. Okay, one second. I gotta take a break here for a second. I'm gonna have to give you guys an overview of my Udemy situation. And I guess the best way to do that would be to show this. Look at that crash, right? This is what I'm trying to fix right now. You can see how much it used to be. You can see how much it is now. Let me drink my coffee and then I'll explain this. Okay, so let me explain what this chart is real quick. We're going to look at it closer, and we can reset this so you can see it from the beginning of time, okay? This is my whole career on Udemy. My first month on Udemy, I earned like $900 something or $800 something. We can't actually see it on this page because it's here, okay? First month was October of 2017. I earned $903, okay? That was because I was talking about something on YouTube and I created a course relevant to the traffic I had on YouTube. Remember what we were talking about earlier? YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, these things are great because you can market your products without paying any money. Free traffic, guys. This is why content creators rule the world, okay? Then you can see immediately afterwards that did pretty well because I had been talking about it for like 6 months. I had built up hype for it. There was like I got like 200 students within the first 48 hours, something like that. Then after that, we get to the basic organic growth. Okay? And there's a couple things that we can talk about here, specifically regarding this graph. I'm going to zoom in so you can understand more. What we're going to compare here is just Udemy Organic to my promotions. Okay, we're going to get rid of everything else. And you guys can see how much things have changed. Okay, so in the very beginning, I didn't know that I could use my own promotions until like week 3. So I effed myself because you can see here that I only had $45 in my promotions. The reality is that Udemy Organic number is mostly my promotions because I didn't exist on Udemy. All of these sales were from traffic I brought into Udemy from my YouTube channel, okay? People had no way of knowing that I existed on Udemy prior to that, so I wouldn't have had any organic Udemy traffic, right? And the reality is if I had just been a bit smarter and used a coupon system like I have now, in which I did establish after like week 4, and that's why there's $45 there. If I had used the coupon system, then this first month would have been closer to $3,000, between $2,000 and $3,000. Would have been way more successful, but I effed myself by not using the coupon system. So all of these sales on Udemy Organic, instead of getting $20 when the course sold, I only got $4, right? So technically, I would have earned almost 4 or 5 times as much money if I had actually implemented a coupon system from the very beginning, right? So then you can see that for most of the beginning of my career, like, okay, I'm earning between like $500 a month and $1,000. In some of these months, that was pretty good here. You can see that in April and May, that was around $1,200. But the vast majority of it was my own promotions, right? You see that my promotions count for more of the sales than Udemy Organic, okay? But over time, right here, that started to change a lot. So right here is where I got banned on eBay. And you can see that it dropped because I was making videos being like, it's done! My eBay account's dead! They took my store down, obviously. I stopped bringing in traffic from my YouTube channel, right? But at that point, Udemy had seen so much social proof that it didn't really matter. You could see that, yeah, I got banned right there, but then the next month I earned as much as I'd ever earned before on the course. And then the month after that, despite the fact that my promotions were actually going down, I earned even less or even more than I had ever earned, even when I was still making videos about dropshipping. So it's funny because at this point, now on my YouTube channel, there's 7 or 8 videos about me being banned, right? So that's why that dip happened. But then those videos still exist. People still know I'm banned, but the Udemy organic sales are going up because Udemy sees all of this social proof from my promotions, right? But then there was a change on eBay, right? Because here, this part doesn't necessarily mean a decrease. It's pretty typical to be up and down, right? But then you can see here, that's a definite real drop, right? And that's because right here, in January of 2019, eBay changed their policy to make it specifically against eBay US policy to dropship, right? So the information I had in the course became less relevant to people. And I had to update the course, and I didn't do anything about Udemy. I was tired of dropshipping. I didn't want to do anything about dropshipping. I was trying other things. I was trying to do Skillshare, and that's when I started working on Skillshare. So between the months of February, March, April, and May, I was working on Skillshare. But then I got banned. And so that's why this wasn't growing at all, because I wasn't making new courses. I wasn't trying anything on Udemy, right? And so you can see that my Udemy income dropped. This is all back in the first year where I was doing really well. And so there we go. You can see that around the beginning of the year, it was 500, 500, 400, 350, 330. You can see that it dropped a lot to a low of 270, okay? But about 2 weeks ago, I started actually like 3 weeks ago, I started focusing more on Udemy again because, as you guys know, I got banned on Skillshare. And as you guys know from the beginning of this call, I don't want to be focusing entirely on these platforms. But in order for me to produce a really, really good website for this Spanish content creation thing, I need to feel comfortable financially. So I need to spend a bit of time on Udemy to make sure that I can grow this income, okay? And believe it or not, I have already been getting results here. Because this number that you see, $181, this looks small, right? But the reality is, we're only 9 days into August, and I'm already over halfway to what the previous month was, okay? And so in general, on Udemy, you can perform a quick average calculation to identify a guess of what your month will be by taking the amount that you've earned so far, so $181, divided by the number of days that have passed in the month, which is 9. So we divide $181 by 9, and that is an average of $20 per day. So there's 30 days in the month. So that means our current rate, if this trend continues, is $600 for the month of August, which is hugely different, right? That is double the previous month, bigger than July, bigger than May, bigger than April. That is literally on track to be the biggest sales month of this entire year, aside from January, okay? And remember, the reason this crash happens, that's not because of like the market change in Udemy. This is specifically because of a political event in eBay that caused the course to crash. Okay, it's not like everything's the same and then January is just a better month than February. It is kind of true that January is one of the better months for courses, but if we look back at the previous year, we can see that, you know, January I did $520, February I did $513, March $600. In this case, it was almost identical. Okay, so don't think that this number difference represents like seasonality. Okay, the reality is there was circumstance in the industry relevant to my course that caused that change to happen. Okay, so now that I've showed you a bit about the history, you understand a bit about what led to this course being in this point. Now I can talk to you about exactly what I've been doing differently. Okay, because as I mentioned before, throughout all this period of time, I wasn't doing anything about eBay. And you can see that I still have some stuff selling from my promotions, because the reality is, you know, I have a YouTube channel with over 1,000 videos, and even though I don't dropship anymore, people still check out, you know, some of these old videos, right? Like I have videos that have, you know, loads of views that are about drop shipping. If we look at the most popular videos I've ever done, then we can see, you know, this video has 76,000 views. It's about drop shipping and has a link to the course. Okay, so these videos still direct some traffic to the drop shipping course. Okay, so even though I wasn't actively talking about it, there was a little bit of residual stuff going on. But again, I wasn't talking about Udemy at all. And as a YouTuber, almost all of your actual progress comes from talking about stuff right now. Okay, you cannot make videos and just expect that these videos are going to grow and they're going to get a bunch of views and that you're always going to sell stuff from these videos. You have to be making new content. You have to be talking. You have to be performing calls to action. You have to talk about your products regularly. You are going to earn more money from the video you make today that only gets 100 views than from most of the videos that you make in the past. Okay? That is the reality. You have to keep your audience engaged. You have to make sure that they understand that things are new, things have been updated, and calls to action become stale. If a person sees a video is 2 years old and you performed a call to action in the video saying to check out your course, they're much less likely to actually check it out. Whereas if today you make a video and you talk about your product, they are much more likely to actually engage with it. Okay? So that is the first change that I have been making. Because before, I was talking about Skillshare on my YouTube channel. Wasn't talking about YouTube. Now I'm talking about YouTube again. And then let's look at the courses. I have more courses available now. So these are all drafts. You can ignore these. The courses I actually have are this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay? This is basically a joke course. Like, I just got emotional and I wanted to talk about like fatigue and give people hope, and I was crying and like I just put that in there. This is not like any attempt to be profitable at all. It's just kind of me experimenting with a free course and seeing, right? And you can actually see here, this has less than 4. So anytime a course has less than 4.0, it stops showing up in search results. So that's why there's only about 15 enrollments in this. These 15 people are not people who search on Udemy and find the course. They are people who have my other courses for whatever reason, and then they see that I also have this free course about fatigue, and so they check it out. Okay? If your course has less than 4 stars average, it's going to stop showing up in search results. So anytime it's above 4, you get way more of the attention because it's actually showing up in search results. You can see here that this free course only has a 4.08. Not that much better than 3.74, but it's above 4.0, so there's almost 60 enrollments so far instead of just 15, because this course actually shows up in search results. But again, I'm going to talk about the same thing. The number one thing when it comes to creating courses on Udemy: do not create free courses. Don't do it. It is a waste of your time. It screws up your course analytics. The people who sign up are very critical. They are much less likely to give you positive reviews. You have to be very careful. Now, I'm not saying you can't give your course away for free. I'm saying that you should not have a free course. For some reason, there are a ton of people on Udemy who teach people to start with a free course and then convert it to a paid course later. And I do not know why that is a concept that is so mainstream, because Udemy will literally tell you, if you reach out to them and ask them, they will say, your course being free is very bad for your analytics. You should have an end goal of all of your course being paid. They will tell you that word for word, that paid courses have much better analytics, much better engagement. So Udemy is going to take them more seriously. They're more likely to market them because the reviews are going to be better. People are going to be less critical. The engagement's going to be better. This is a free course, right? Of these 57 people who enrolled, statistically, 1 or 2 of them might look at the first lecture. Because the reality is, most of the people who enroll in free courses on Udemy are just hoarding courses. It's like people who buy video games or buy books, but they haven't finished the current book they're reading or the current game they're playing. You know people like this. I'm sure you do. All you guys do. We do this. I do this. You do this. All of us do this. And it's no different on Udemy. People sign up for stuff because it's free and they like the idea of taking it, but the vast majority of them are never going to look at the content. That's why you have to make sure you have a paid course, because then the only people who get the course for free are going to be people who specifically reach out to you, people who specifically ask you, people who express interest. These kinds of people, you can give them the course for free because the chance of them engaging is way better than just 2%, okay? Even if only 1 out of every 3 of these people who express interest to you actually follow through, that is still 10 or 20 times better than the engagement rate of a free course. So again, most important Udemy lesson here: do not have your course for free on this platform. You can give your course away for free, but it has to be a paid course. Even if you are just publishing it, you are making your first course, you don't feel confident that it has enough information to be a paid course, it doesn't matter. You have to start your course as a paid course. It is not a viable option for you to start your course as a free course. The only thing good about it is your ego. Because as soon as you start, you publish your first free course, you're going to get 100 or 200 signups per day for the first week, okay? But why is this? It's not because people actually want your course. It's not because your course is good. It has nothing to do with your course aside from the fact that your course is free. And there is a huge community of people who just hoard courses. So all that's happening is that you're being shown that hundreds of people are signing up for your course, but really that's a death sentence for your analytics, okay? And I know I've said it tons of times because I want to be super, super clear here. Do not have a free course on Udemy. Have it be paid, because then you protect yourself from these course hoarders. It's okay to give yourself your course away for free using a coupon, but the base price of the course has to be a paid course, okay? Great. So now that we understand that, let's talk about some other marketing tools. What have we covered so far? Well, we've covered that you need to be talking about your course regularly. Like right now, I'm talking about my courses. You guys can see this. You can see I have other courses. If I don't tell you that I have courses available, then they're not available. Hey, somebody joined. What's up, Nas? I will talk to you as soon as I hear something. So now let's get back to, okay, we talked about, yeah, you have to be performing calls to action. You have to be talking about your course. You have to be sharing links to the course. And what else? Promotional emails. So what is a promotional email? Well, on Udemy, you have something called a promotional email. A promotional email is something that you can do twice a month, okay? And so you can see here that of this, 37% of the people who received it actually opened it, which is actually really good. I'm really surprised by that. I've done these before and haven't had an open rate of like 2%. So I don't know why the click-through rate is 0, because I did produce 2 sales with this. So basically the way these promotional emails work is that Udemy in general doesn't allow you to share coupon codes on their platform. However, they do allow you twice a month to send an email out to all of your Udemy students with the coupon code. This is the one exception, or one of 2 exceptions for their rule. So they do allow you to actually convert some Udemy traffic into your own traffic, okay? And promotional emails can be used twice per month. So you should be sending one of these out every 2 weeks, okay? So I will send another one out on the 15th or the 16th. And in the promotional email, the way it works, we would go to compose just like this, and then you can select all your eligible courses. You cannot send promotional emails to courses that are currently free, okay? However, if you convert it once to a paid course, you can send people to, or you can send promotional emails to those students. So it is possible to have a free course, get a whole bunch of lists of students, and then convert it to a paid course, and then send a promotional email to them. However, you have to remember here that these are not students who are really interested in you. These are mostly course hoarders. So the retention rates of your promotional campaigns to these people will be way, way, way lower than the retention rates to people who actually paid for your content, okay? So that's what you can do. You can send these announcements out once every 2 weeks, and then basically what you do is you come up with some kind of content that's catchy, has a catchy title, gets people interested in reading it, and then you share relevant information, and you're advertising your other courses. Because all the people who received this purchase at least one of your existing courses. So your goal here is to get them to purchase some of your other courses. So what I'll usually do is I'll be like, hey, thanks for purchasing this course. As one of my pre-existing students, I'm doing a special where you can get any of my other paid courses for just $10, because $10 is the minimum that you can sell a course for using a promotion. Okay? So that's pretty much everything, guys. Now I have talked to you about all of the stuff that I am doing. Where is my meeting? Here it is. All of the stuff I'm doing with marketing. Hey, awesome. Glad to hear you joined the course, Nas. Which course did you do? The dropshipping one or the OBS one? There's a lot of options. And by the way, guys, content-wise, like I said earlier, you can't hear anything. That's not good. Well, hopefully the others can. So content, course-wise, I have a dropshipping course, but I don't, like, dropshipping is an opportunity for some people, but I don't recommend it to most people. I still sell the dropshipping course because I understand that if you're interested in dropshipping, then it actually is useful. But the reality is, content creators rule the world. People who have traffic and can bring traffic to people, these are the people who actually create progress, okay? So that's why I believe that I would rather you purchase the course that I have about content creation. It shows you exactly how to do this, how to use this software to perform live streams and create content. If we go look at my course real quick, going to the instructor dashboard, and we're going to go to the Learn Easy Screen Recording and Live Streaming with OBS. This course currently has 5 stars. Only 2 reviews though, so that's not super indicative. But hey, people seem to like it so far. And this is all the content that you get in the course. You can see, you learn a bit about some of the basics that you need to understand. And then we go over and cover your internet speed. We install OBS, which is free and available on Mac, Linux, or Windows. Then we cover how to purchase a microphone. I give you advice on getting a good microphone for cheap, and I encourage you to not buy expensive equipment until you establish habit. A lot of people waste money. They think that if they have a nice microphone, they have a nice video camera, that they're going to just make the content. But the reality is you need to make the content, and then you can upgrade your equipment. Don't buy equipment thinking that it's going to make you make the content, because the reality is it's probably just going to collect dust. Okay? Talk about setting up your audio. Here we talk about all of your video settings, how to add your display in the background so you can see this. We talk about how to add webcams, how to record video games, how to record like multiple different things. After that, we talk about live streaming. I show you exactly how to set up live streaming on YouTube and on Twitch. And then after that, I'm going to be adding more to this course. One of the things I didn't talk about before is that I now understand that the reason that my dropshipping course did well, one is because it is packed with information. When I launched the course, it was like 2 or 3 hours. It's now a 13-hour course. And what's interesting about course engagement on Udemy is it's not about percentage of course watched, right? So a 10-hour course, even if it's not that great, will have a much higher engagement rate than a 1-hour course, because most people do not finish what they're doing, okay? So when you have an hour course, and let's say people take 10% of it, that means that people are going to watch like 6 minutes, okay? But when you have a 10-hour course, somebody takes 10% of it, that's a whole hour, okay? Udemy doesn't care relative to how long your course is. What they care about is how many hours students are putting into your course. This is why longer courses perform better. There's more content available. Udemy doesn't look at it as a percentage. What they do is they identify active students, and they look at the amount of hours students are spending in your course. And then they compare it to the average for your course subject category. For example, imagine that in your category, students on average spend 1 hour in the course. Active students, okay? This is important to understand because it's not on average. Because if you have an average of all students, there's a lot of zeros because people purchase and never get interested. Udemy doesn't consider that an active student. We're only talking about active students. So there's a threshold. You have to maintain a little bit of activity for Udemy to even monitor you and include you in the metric, right? So let's say that the course average in your category is 1 hour. If you have a 45-minute course, it is impossible, or it's not impossible technically because people can rewatch videos, but it's highly, highly, highly unlikely that you are going to be able to have an average engagement of more than 1 hour. So, as far as Udemy is concerned, your course engagement is less than the average in the category. So therefore, they will not market your course. However, let's say that your course is 10 hours. Now, suddenly, as soon as someone consumes 11% of your course, they have passed that hour mark. So now, as far as Udemy is concerned, well, in your industry, an hour is the average, and your course has an hour and 10 minutes average. So, as far as they're concerned, that's the social proof that your course is a good course. So longer courses will perform better. And that's one of the things that I didn't really realize about the dropshipping course until recently. When I first published the course, it was only 2 or 3 hours. But now it is 13 hours. I've added a lot of content over the years. I've added information about physical resale. I've added information about like anything that I think is relevant to eBay and dropshipping. More information about PayPal, more information about how things changed after eBay changed their policy earlier this year. All that information is included, okay? And that's one of the reasons that the course does decently, is because it has been constantly updated and it has become quite big. So this is the opposite of the approach that I took on Skillshare. On Skillshare, I was just trying to create a lot of content. But now I'm trying to just really fine-tune and amplify the content and build it up, right? You can see here that I have a lot of draft ideas, right? Video editing with Filmora, how to rank videos. I thought about making like 3 or 4 different courses about all these subjects, but ultimately now I understand I just need to pack them into my existing courses, right? Like if you're interested in a course that's entirely about creating, maintaining, and monetizing YouTube channels, all the information you need is here. I have information about video editing. I have information about how to do keyword research to figure out what videos to make for your YouTube channel, and if people are actually interested, to figure out how to title the videos. All of this information, anything relevant to being a YouTuber, is in this course, right? Whereas if you're more interested in creating content for courses and performing live streams and that kind of thing, then all that information is in this course. This is a much more specific, a much more technical course that is completely dedicated to the usage of this software, OBS. This is like a master overview of OBS. And I haven't added everything about OBS, but I have a lot of information, and I'm adding more and more and more as time progresses, right? Same with the course about YouTube. And I will eventually redo the course on fatigue so that it can be more useful. Alright guys, if you want to check out any of my courses, feel free to just look in the description of this YouTube video. I know some of you are watching this live right now, so you can see the live dashboard thing here. And it's actually not there, but it'll be there later. You can also reach out to me by sending me an email at jackdermotpittman@gmail.com. If you want to get my contact information and you don't remember or you didn't hear what I just said, go to my YouTube channel, click on About, and then from here, click on View Email Address, and you can see it right there. Anybody has access to it. No matter who you are, you can send me an email. Okay? Now, if you want to book time with me, I offer paid consultations. It costs $20 per 30-minute call. I will talk to you about anything. If you know that I have information that you need, it costs you $20 to get it, and that's it. Okay? If we go, I'm usually pretty flexible. Like if we, talk for 40 minutes, it's probably okay. But say that we talk for like an hour and a half, I'm probably going to invoice you for that extra time spent. So try and keep it to 30 or 40 minutes, all right? Otherwise, I probably will charge you, okay? But say that you don't want to pay, you can just talk to me regularly for free. The catch is you have to let me record the video and publish it to YouTube. So let's say that you do want me to talk to you, or you want to talk with me. You can go to calendly.com/jackdermotpittman. You can also find this link in the About section right here. See, talk with me one-on-one. You can just click on that link. All right. Now, once you have this set up, then you go here and then you pick either the free recorded call or a 30-minute private call. And it only costs 20 bucks. And I understand, maybe is expensive to people, but a lot of the information I share, like other people would want to charge you hundreds of dollars for. So I'm happy to just give you anything you want for 20 bucks. All right? So it looks like there is one more question real quick. One more question from Tassine, or one second, I gotta look closer. Yeah, from Tassine. So Tassine asked if I can share all brands that eBay doesn't allow posting. I don't know if I still have that list, but I do have YouTube information. Jack Pittman, YouTube, Vero. Okay, yeah, here you go. So this is a video you can watch. Oh, okay. I do have a spreadsheet. Bowler. Okay, so here you go. We're gonna share this. Gonna copy the link. Gonna go to my dashboard. Here you go. All right, so this link contains a lot of phrases that are linked to problems on eBay. However, it's important to understand that this list is really big, and not all of these are Vero problems. Some of them are just items that I avoided back when I was bulk drop shipping. For example, there's this 3D rose stuff. It's not illegal to sell it. It's not against policy, but it's super spammy and really unlikely to sell, right? So I'm going to show you why I used to avoid this specific category. Because if we go to a Walmart and we search 3D rose like this, look how many results there are. Oh, what? It rounds it down to 1,000? Dang, Walmart's changed their system. They used to show you the exact number. So it would say like 1.2 million results or something like that. But basically 3D Rose is a print on demand service. Oh no, here we go. Yeah, so you see they just have mugs, all sorts of, basically every word possible, and then it's put on a mug, right? So there's dad, there's tons and tons and tons of items that are printed this way. So that's why I avoid it. But you can use this list. I also avoid rugs and beds because they were just common problems. But you can look through this. And so let me explain real quick that column B is keywords that are related to problems, whereas column E is companies that have specifically said that they don't want you to sell their products. Okay? So you can see this is all of the official companies on the Vero list. However, it's important to understand that a lot of companies don't want you to sell their stuff, and they haven't added themselves to the Vero program. For reference, when I got banned on eBay, all 4 violations I received, not a single one of them was from a company on the Vero list. So don't think that you're safe just because you're avoiding these companies. The reality is there's a lot of other ways to get in trouble. So I will share with you real quick the 4 keywords that got me banned on eBay, okay? And they were GK hair, this GK hair, global keratin, and hair taming system. These are the 3 keywords that got me banned, okay? If I had never posted 3 items related to GK hair, hair taming system, and global keratin, I would still be an eBay seller. Well, no, I probably would have gotten banned eventually because me getting banned was great. I was way over my head. I was screwed. So getting banned enabled me to get out of the enterprise store, which cost $3,000 a month. So that was a really good thing. But the reality is, yeah, I got banned because of those terms. So if you want to increase your longevity, make sure you avoid anything that has anything to do with the company Global Keratin, GK Hair, Neurobian, or hair taming system. These are the things that got me banned. Out of all of the problems I had, those were the 4 companies that abused. And no, I didn't have a lot of items For reference, I had 120 something thousand items in my store. 3 items caused me to get banned of those 120,000. So we're talking about a percentage of a percentage of a percentage of the total items, right? Like 0.001% of the items in my store caused the ban, right? And you know what's crazy too is every single one of them was being abused. I didn't actually do any counterfeiting. Basically what happened is that companies lied and said I was counterfeiting when technically I was just copying photos. They should have filed an intellectual property or Vero complaint, but instead they filed a counterfeiting complaint because they know that eBay will take those more seriously. And if they file a counterfeiting complaint, the listing gets removed immediately. Whereas if they file the Vero thing, you have some time and it doesn't get removed immediately. So there are companies that abuse that program. Okay. No worries. I forgot that I made that, actually. I should share it again in like a group or something. That would be very helpful for people. Anything else? Yeah, so I got banned because the companies claimed I was counterfeiting and I wasn't, and there's no way for you to defend yourself. So they abused the Vero program, and there's something called a parallel import violation. This is specifically when you have an item for sale in one marketplace and you offer international shipment into another marketplace, and the trademark for the item is owned by a different company. For example, there's a trademark called Neurobian, right? Let me give you some visuals so it's easier to imagine here. If we go to Google and we search for Neurobian, we can see that Neurobian it's just a nutrient, okay? See? This product, there's Neurobian UK. Neurobian UK is owned by a different company than Neurobian in the USA. Okay? So both of them are like nutrient supplements, the same thing, but it's packaged differently and it's trademarked by different companies. So you cannot sell USA Neurobian in the European market. This is something called a parallel import violation, which is really easy to fix on eBay. All that happens is you get a notification of parallel import and you just have to disable international shipment. That is it, okay? But instead of claiming parallel import violation on me, like they would supposed to if they were being honest, the company decided to claim that I was counterfeiting. So all 4 times that I got these counterfeit claims, I wasn't actually counterfeiting. And all 4 times, 3 times, I'd never even sold the product that I got fucked for. How do you counterfeit something you've never even sold? It's so dumb. Like, so dumb. But, yeah, that's what happened. All right. Let's see. Tassine says, Jack, what do you think about bulk listing but sniping items that sold 1 or more times from drop shippers and accumulating 100,000 items? Would you think that's better than how you did it? Yeah, absolutely. But understand that bulk is way more common now. A lot more people are doing it. And also, the combination of bulk and sniping is, like, established. So you wouldn't want items that have only sold once. You would want items that have sold, like, 6 or 7 times. One sale of an item isn't enough to indicate strong demand. You would want more sales history than that. And for reference, this is, so I don't dropship myself anymore, but I am part of a team of people that does like large scale dropshipping in bulk. Like basically it's a data mining company, and I do consulting with them. There's a software engineer and everything's financed and paid for. Like they have a whole programmer on payroll to give you some perspective, right? And they pay me for consulting and I help guide that direction. But basically what they're doing is establishing like as much information as possible. So my role is to help get like accounts in all these different marketplaces. So I'm still involved in the dropshipping scene, but indirectly. Now I consult people who do the direct work. I don't do the direct work myself, which is great because I was really bored of that kind of stuff. And so now I just get to do the interesting, thought-provoking, challenging stuff, right? Anyway, so no, I'm not really ever interested in it. Honestly, I would dropship if I created my own product that like I created and made a patent for. I would set up a dropshipping supplier for that and then try and sell it on like a personal website. That's something I would be interested in doing. But when it comes to like retail arbitrage or that kind of stuff, I have absolutely no interest in doing that anymore. I don't mind consulting with people who do it and helping them with some of the more complex parts of the operation because that part's really interesting to me. But like, I have a great life. I can just do stuff that's fun and interesting. Why should I spend my time doing stuff that's boring and doesn't interest me? You know? So, let's see. I'm going to end this soon. Oh, yeah, Mantasine, if you ever want to talk to me, just let me know. Like I said, like you can do one of the paid calls if you want to keep it private, or if you want to make a public call with me and we can talk about your software, you can get some publicity for it. You're always welcome to do that as well. Again, you can get the link in the chat of the YouTube, or go to my YouTube channel. It's calendly.com/JackDermotPittman. And now I can hear it in my voice. My throat is like, oh, sore. It's been about 2 hours of just talking constantly straight. So I'm tired. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, okay? Ciao!